Hey folks, welcome back. Dr. D in a Dungeon. Just moving on today, got another project to do, upgrade to the lathe. So basically what I've got is, I've got a little indexable quick change tool post. I like these. I have a couple that are Aloris. This is a phase 2, which phase 2 is good stuff. It's been like this ever since I got the machine, and so as you can see, this, it's not, I mean, it's been working and I haven't really had a problem with it, but, if I were to take a heavy cut or it were to catch, there's a likelihood that this could cause problems for me. Plus, somebody just welded that in there and the weld is actually, you can see the weld is actually broken. So, this is just not. It's got a 3 stack of washers. The middle one should be a thrust washer, and I think that I have a thrust washer around here for that. If not, I'll order one from McMaster-Carr. So I do have an actual, just stay right there. I do have an actual correct for this, I think. Yeah. Now, with that being said, there's some things that I got to do. I'm going to have to put this on the lathe, or excuse me, on the lathe. I'm going to have to put this on the mill, and I got to trim these down. I'm probably going to, I don't know, that's not a lot of stack up. Time I get that. I may or may not cut this down. I probably won't. I think I'll just leave it as it is for now. But another thing that I'm going to have to do is to it protrudes out the bottom, and that's not good. So I'm going to have to, I'll basically turn this down. I'll go ahead and put it in the lathe, and I'll turn that down so that it's nice and flush. Then I'll take this back off of it, and I'll turn it down just a little bit more because I want it to be below the surface here. I want it, when it's fully tightened, I want it to be below the surface. That way all the pressure is on this upper edge. There's no pushing down on it. I don't want that. So easiest way to get this done, like I said, I'll just chuck it up and we'll turn that down, which means I have to use that old tool post at least for a little bit. That's fine. All right. Go. And like I said, I'll go ahead and I'll torque that down pretty good, and then I'll turn that down flush with this. Then I'll back this back off. I'll take just a little bit more off of that, and so we'll be back in a minute. All right. So just stay right there. This is quite a bit bigger than what it needs to be, and so we're going to have to trim it off. Actually, yeah, I'm going to have to trim. Yeah, that's 310, and that's just shy of half an inch. So we're going to have to take off quite a bit off of the surface of this. All right, it is what it is. As you can see, come up and look over the top side of this. At some point in the past, this lip had been broken off of this casting, and so they wound up cutting it down with an end mill, and then they wound up putting a piece of steel on top of it with 2 cap screws. It'll be just fine. I mean, I don't know how they broke that to begin with, but that will last probably my lifetime unless I do something really stupid. All right, so we need, looks like we're about 420 thousandths, give or take. And so I'm going to make that, I'm going to shoot for 400 thousandths across there. We will leave it the full length, and then we will come back and we'll go ahead and face off the bottom of this, and we'll bring it to 300. Because what did I say this was? 310. So we'll bring that to 300 in thickness. All right, so we'll go set up in the mill and we'll get this done. All right, folks, so back here at the mill, I actually had to put the vise back on, tram it in. Got this set up on a set of parallels, and then I need to take about 200 thousandths off of this, and I had about 20 thousandths of clearance, so I stuck a thin piece of shim stock underneath that to soak up a little bit more. It looks like it's about 50 thousandths. So that'll give me a little more clearance. All I'm going to do is I'm going to start this up. I'll touch off, set my Z0, and then I'm going to probably take 50 thousandths cuts off of this. We'll see how it acts. So anyhow, here we go. We're there. All right. Go ahead and Z0. Go back off this. Come on the other side there. Z0. I thought I was Z0'd. Let's just take a clean up pass at 10,000. See what we got. See how this cuts. Everything from this side, because this side's a little lower, so this way it'll just cut on this side and on the bottom. surface down the left bit. I changed over to a fly cutter because I try to get a little better surface finish. But unfortunately my power feed has shot crap for some reason. So I had to get into that at another time. But I'm going to turn this down and leave probably about 25 thousandths. I'll chuck it up in the lathe and then I'll just turn the whole thing. And that way I'll get a really nice surface finish on it. This would have given a pretty decent surface finish if my power feed was working. But, you know, it's just the way it is. There's always something, you know, there's always something not working. You guys will never lack of projects for me to do. And so since I'm just a little bit out of tram, you know, I'm just going to come back that same way I came. Come out here, turn that off, and then let's see where we're at. I think we're about 40 thousandths over right now. Yeah, so we're 355, so we're about 50 thousandths. I'm going to take another 25 off of there, and then the rest of it I'll take off on the lathe. So 26. So we can turn that on. 50. Fly cutting will leave a really beautiful finish. You got your power feed working. As you can see right now, you know, it's kind of jerky, so we're getting, you know, a lot of striations like that. It is what it is. Like I said, I'll just put it on the shaft, chuck it in the lathe, and I'll turn it all down, and it'll be beautiful. Probably could have done that to start with, but I still need to take those sides down. A bit of an interesting cut there. That's where we're getting that full thumb. Now we're beyond that. We'll heat those chips. They're beautiful. So next I'll just slide it over. I'm going to take, I haven't run the numbers yet to see how much I'm going to take off each side, but we'll get set up on that here in just a moment. Alright, let's go over and touch off. So this is 2.5 inches and I need 1.4. Alright, there we go. We just touched off. Make 0. See how we're doing here. A little fine cutting. So I'm going to take 550 thousandths off of each side. That's probably, that was probably 10,000. So we'll bring you back when we're on our last pass. All right, taking our last pass. It's not our last pass. This should be 1/2 inch. Taken off. So literally I should have another 50 thousandths to go, give or take. Just going to take a quick sanity check to see where we're at. So 1.4 plus 550, because we're taking 550 off each side, makes 1.950. So we should be right at 2 inches right now. Yeah, just a hair under. Just a hair under 2 inches. Alright, so yeah, okay. So actually we're just a hair over 2 inches, 201. No. Yeah, 198. Alright, and so if we take 198 minus our 550, that doesn't matter. .98 minus 0.55, so 1.43. All right, so we're 30 thousandths. So we're 30 thousand. We got to take 30 thousandths off of this side. All right, so that's what I wanted to know, and so I'm going to take 25. I'll take a 25 pass, and then I'll do a climb mill back for 10. Take a normal 25,000. Yeah. And then I'll climb, actually I'll do a 5,000 climb cut. Trying to get a little smoother cut on the way back. Always measure multiple times before you cut, because once you cut it off, it's hard to put back. Come off of that, and I'm going to take up a little bit more. Alright. So here we're climb cutting. Should give me a little better surface finish. And this way we wind up with our hole dead center. Not offset on the side. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I got a little better surface finish. That climb cut. Alright, so now, alright, I got, looks like that. 1,968. 1.968 minus 0.55. That'll leave me 1.4 at 1.8. So So maybe I'll take another 5 thousandths off of that. 165. Yeah, 166. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take half of that. I'll take 9 thousandths. And that'll leave me a little bit of flex on the other side because I still got to find the other side, but you know, can be off by a couple thousandths on that. So that'll bring me to about 158. Okay, so 1.58 minus 0.55. Alright. 1.98. 1.958 minus 0.55. 1.408. So that leaves me 8 thousandths. So I'm going for 1.4. The actual gap in there is 1.425, I think. So 1.4 to 1.41 would be fine. You know, anywhere in that ballpark would be fine. All right, so we'll get this flipped over and then reset. I'll find the edge and then we'll start cutting. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and do something. Give ourselves enough room. I just put it right back the way it was. That won't help. Alright, so alright. And then I want 1.4. 1.4 is going to give me a little bit of clearance there. Alright, so now we just gotta find our edge, zero the X, take 500 thousandths off, and then we'll measure the last little bit. So, let's see. We should be pretty close. There we go. Zero out my X. Table. Looks like that wasn't totally square, that's fine. Alright. Now we'll take our 25 thousandths at a time. And if I had a little larger end mill or even a roughing end mill, you know, I could step off quite a bit of this. I could have mounted it vertically and done it that way. Would have been a little faster, honestly, but this gives a little better surface finish. And it doesn't take that long. Alright, we'll come back when we're on our last pass. Alright. 550. And I think we'll have about a 10,000 cleanup cut. We'll see here in a second. Somewhere around 10,000. Alright, so I'm at 1,412. So I'm going to take a 12,000. Alright, let me lock in. Like we picked up a little bobble down there. I don't know what happened. It's alright, it won't hurt anything. So that should put me at 1.4. 1.4 on the nose. Alright, that's what we were looking for. So now we're going to pull this out. I'll take it on the belt sander. I'll dress the edges a little bit, and then we're going to stick it back on the stud. We'll chuck that up in the lathe, and I'll face this to the, I think it was 300 thousandths is what I was looking for. So see you on the lathe. I'm not filming it, right? Mm-hmm. I'll take that 3. Glasses. Alright, ready? Alright, so I got this set up. So I'm going to take this to 300 thousandths thick. I'm going to go ahead and face this down so that it's even with this, and then I'll just basically pick up. It'll be an interrupted cut. Hopefully my carbide insert will do okay on it. We'll see. Kind of skimming it at this point. thousandths to go. I'm guesstimating I've probably taken off about 25. I don't have a, I should have put an indicator on this to measure how far I go. We haven't taken more than 25 off, maybe 30. Yeah, 304, 305. So we're pretty close. Clean it up a little bit. Close we came. I might have went over just a hair. Oh, yep. 290, 296. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go over and dress that up on the. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's. That's very interesting. I wonder how that happened. So what are we in the center? 315. So it may not actually even go in there. All right. So okay. So what's happened is as we're drifting in, again, small lathe, not real. You know, rigidity is not what these little Logan lathes are known for. All right, so I'm just going to come up and I'm going to touch about where I see there. All right, and then I'm going to back out, and then I'm going to back out all the way. I'm going to start this up. See if that's any better. Yeah, that fixed a lot of it. We're going to go back out here. Right there. That's a lot better. I still got just a little bit addition on the very edges, on the corners, but I can live with that. So now what have we got here? 395, 397. Okay, I can live with that. So this side ought to be about the same. What the hell? So, okay. So what we have here is the hole in this is not at a 90 degrees. Now you would have assumed that I bought this and it would be at 90 degrees, but that's what's happening. So it will fit. I think what I'll do is I'll actually back this out and I'm going to flip it around so that, actually, you know what? No, I want, it's good. It'll work. All right, so, you know, again, this was a factory piece off of another, probably one of the cheap Chinese imports. And yeah, the hole wasn't perpendicular. And so, you know, when I stick this in a lathe, then I wind up with one side that's a little smaller than the other. It's fine as long as it fits in here, because this is the side that's going to register when it's under pressure. So, you know, moment of truth. Oh, and there's like very little play. Side to side play. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm happy with that. I have not found the thrust washer yet. I will be looking for that. I'm probably going to make a, actually, I know I will make a different pot for this. I'll make a handle for it. There we go. Yeah. Rock solid except for that. Like I said, these little Logans aren't known for rigidity. But they're good little lathes, good little home lathes. I really have no complaints on it. So anyhow, that's all for today. Talk to you out. Please like and subscribe.